Hi, my name is Billy Bob Joe, and I am advertising something really special today. What's in this jug is what I'm advertising. It's nothing, besides a little water. It's nothing. It's because I'm advertising oxygen today. Now, oxygen is letter O in the periodic table. Now, oxygen, it kind of, at its pure state, looks like nothing. It just colors gas. But in a liquid state, it looks blue. So there's that. And plus, when there's smog, it looks like, smoky and stuff, right? It's found in most ores, like iron, diamonds, stuff like that, right? And it's in the atmosphere, 1/5 of it, approximately. What is this element for? Well, we use it to breathe, use it to drink water. Because oxygen is in water, which we'll go over that later. But you see, and here's a little drawing of it. There's 8 protons, 8 neutrons, and 8 electrons right here. And it comes with colors. Yeah, colors. I know, right? So dang. This is the emission spectrum. All these colors oxygen can emit. Now, oxygen has a strong Coulombic attraction compared to its rho and its column. To nitrogen and carbon, 2 elements in its rho, it has a higher Coulombic attraction due to having, although they have the same distance, oxygen has more protons than both of them. And as for the rho, although sulfur does have more protons, oxygen has less distance with 2 shells, and sulfur has 3. And then, so distance always beats out number of protons. Electronegativity is the ability to attract electrons to yourself. And oxygen has a pretty high electronegativity at 3.44. Relatively strong electronegativity because it has a short distance with only having 2 shells. So it's able to keep its electrons tight to its protons, but also attract other surrounding electrons. Ionization energy is the ability to, is the amount of energy required to take away electrons from the atom. And oxygen does have a high ionization energy since as you go across the periodic table, it increases. So, and plus, it is close to that right corner where ionization energy is the highest. And the reason why it has a high ionization energy is the same reason why it has a high electronegativity, is because since it has a shorter distance with only 2 shells, it's able to keep its electrons compact with each other. Now, oxygen will become an ion, and its charge will be O-2. The reason for this is because in order for oxygen to be stable, it needs a full valence shell. So it steals two other valence electrons from other atoms, so it can get a full 8 on its valence shell since it only has 6 valence electrons. So, as a result of this, it has two more electrons than protons, meaning it will turn negative charge, aka it will turn into an anion. Although oxygen has a fairly high reactivity, actually, it has the lowest reactivity out of its column, because as the trend goes, as you go downwards, reactivity increases. So, and that's a good thing because you don't want your product to explode, right? So, yeah. Oxygen can form into many different compounds and combine with many different elements to make many different compounds. Most notably, H2O, which is water, which is probably the most abundant source that we have on this planet. Also which is H2O, which is hydrogen 2 times and oxygen -2, which makes sense because you need 2 oxygen atoms to contradict the oxygen ion. Many compounds that oxygen can make with other elements is beryllium oxide, which is beryllium to oxygen 2, and then those two cancel out to make BO, which makes BeO, which is beryllium oxide. And then a picture of what the valence electrons are doing should be like right here. So, yeah. Conclusion, oxygen is super important for you. You need to breathe, you need to drink water, because hydrogen and oxygen form water. So it is super important for you, and plus it has a high ionization energy, plus a high electronegativity. So all around, you need it now. Plus, we're having a sale. It's free right now. It's free. So get it right now, and it's everywhere. So get it. Get it right now. All right.